All right. It says it's live. I think it's live. Good morning, everybody. Takes a second sometimes for some reason. But according to this, I am live. Sweet, sweet. So good morning. My name is Juniper Bloom Mystique. I am not your regular psychic. I'm not your regular anything. I'm a little bit different. So all I ask is you just watch and enjoy what you see. What I say, sometimes it's necessary to put it in our pockets because what I say doesn't always align with what the collective says. But I love doing true crime. I love doing unsolved cases. That's what I do. But I am an ascension master, master healer, and a divine guide. I have 3 channels in total. One is Hertz music. The other has all the ascension stuff that I have done. I am the one who brought about the ascension. As strange as that sounds, I encourage you to check out that channel, Master Juniper Blue Mystique. For what that means, I have cleared Mount Shasta. I've done a lot of weird things to the earth. So that's kind of what I do, but I love doing this too. So I wanted to do a video today on somebody named Alexee Trevizo. I hope I'm saying her name correctly. Some of you might be familiar with hearing about this case recently. This is a case that has been all over the media. Alexee Trevizo is 19 years old. She was born in 2004. I was trying to do some research on her, but they're keeping some of it hush hush at this time because she is recently been charged with murder. Murder of her own child. The story of her is on January 27th of this year, she went to the hospital with her mother in New Mexico and complaining of back pain is the story. During that stay at the hospital, they were trying to ask her if she was pregnant. She kept denying being pregnant. This is the story. However, they did a pregnancy test on her and it did come back positive. They let her know that her and her mother both kept denying it adamantly. Eventually, Alexee said she felt like she had to go to the bathroom. She got up and ran to the bathroom where she delivered her child, put the child in the trash can, covered it with a liner, and left the bathroom as if nothing happened. The only reason she left the bathroom because she was in the process of cleaning it up is because they forced her to. They became concerned for her safety, thinking she might be trying to miscarriage or harm herself. And so they warned her that they were going to break into the bathroom. 20 minutes, I think she was in the bathroom. So I did tune in to see what Spirit had to say about this case, because I'm curious what would cause somebody to do something like this. So I'm going to share my screen and share some information with you that I have obtained on this particular case. Okay. Alexee, like I said, I'm like, can we show this better? So here we go. So I was looking up information about her, like I said. Okay, this is her mugshot. She is only 19 years old. This one was posted on June 11th. Supposedly her real father, according to her mother, beat her mother when I think she was pregnant with her. And so she was born early with health problems. That is what her mother claims, but there's not a lot of information about her father, who he was or anything like that. Again, she was born in 2004, only 19 years old, from a town called or area called Artesia, I believe in New Mexico. Okay. She was an advocate. So here's the thing about Alexee. Okay. Before I show the whole story, is she was an advocate in her town. She was known for the small town. She was an advocate, especially for LGBTQ rights, racial equality, gender equity, environmental sustainability. She approaches each cause with passion and purpose. Okay. So supposedly because of her past and how difficult it was and things that she went through, she became like a mentor and a figure in her town. Probably at the push of her mother as well. She probably had high standards to meet up to. She was a cheerleader. However, it says here that she was known for drinking alcohol and smoking. I mean, she was 19 years old, right? She was a cheerleader. She was becoming an influential figure within her town. So that just kind of gives you a little bit of insight into her possible mentality, right? Her possible mentality. I'm going to see if I can't move this because it's in my way. Hide video panel. Oop, no, that didn't work. Hang on just a second. Show video panel. I want to hide that thing. Hide floating meeting controls. There we go. All right. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys, that I don't really see a lot of people focusing on, probably because they're focusing on the fact that she allegedly, I will say, because they have charged her. They did an autopsy that is showing the baby did have some oxygen within the system, but at this point she has been released and is awaiting trial. So it's allegedly until proven otherwise. But this little girl, it's hard to believe she didn't know right from wrong, right? Because she was recognizing the need for safe spaces. And so that boggles my mind with what she actually did. Before I give you what Spirit even gave me, because I did channel it. I did ask Spirit what was going on with this girl. Why did this happen? And did she plan it? Did she kill this baby? Okay. And that's what I asked Spirit. And I did get information on that. But before I get into that, I just want to show you what I have that I found quite interesting about her. Okay. Here, let's watch this. This is body cam footage.
Alexee, I told you about this.
You are detained. You are not free to leave at this point. You understand that?
How big is the baby?
It's full term.
What?
So we started working her up. We did a pregnancy test on her, showed positive. She was denying that she had sex. Then she said she had to go to the bathroom. She went to the bathroom. She was in there for quite a while. We kept knocking on the door. Finally, we got her to open the door, and there was blood everywhere. She was cleaning it up. So we took her back to the room, and I was afraid that she knew she was pregnant. She had done something to herself. So the doctor started doing an exam on her. We had the lady come to clean the bathroom. She put the baby in the trash can, and then she put another clean liner over the top of it. Okay. So when they looked in there, there was no trash in there, but it was underneath the clean bag. The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma too, but she killed the kid.
Yeah, how old was the baby?
I don't know, it's full term. She just had it, she had it in the bathroom was what happened. And then whatever she did, I don't know, she's gonna lie. She wouldn't tell us she's pregnant, she's been lying the whole time.
Okay.
So that's what's going on. I just pulled the doctor out of the room, so nothing's been said to the patient or the mother that's in there yet.
Okay.
I have Leela, the housekeeper, if you want to interview her.
Yeah.
She's the one that kind of found.
Yeah, because I wanted to get with you guys first and then get with her, to get her statement before I even did anything.
Well, I'm the charge, and this is what has happened.
Okay.
You can interview the nurse that had her,
Okay.
the two nurses that were taking care of her. You can talk to the tech, which is Lori. She's the one that went in there and actually found it, because we was like, this is really heavy.
Okay.
So then,
So needless to say, this poor hospital kind of went into shock. Okay. This girl, like I said, came in with her mother. I think it was like 1 o'clock in the morning or something on January 27th, I do believe, complaining of back pain. Okay. And then there was a gruesome crime scene. Somehow the bathroom was covered in blood. And it just has to make you question what was going on with the mentality of this girl. And there's so many stories of this lately. There was another lady who, as I was looking this up, I got the other lady who was recently charged, Alexis Avila, for throwing her newborn baby in a dumpster. Okay, so there's a lot of these lately, it seems like, just a little bit more than I cared to find when I looked up Alexee. So it seems to be that this happens more often than we would want it to, right? I think once is too many. And so I was curious. According to this girl, the hospital never told her she was pregnant. They were clueless. The mom says she never knew that this girl was pregnant. That is their defense. She didn't know. The evidence alone, okay, she runs to the bathroom. She literally runs to the bathroom. She's quiet. She doesn't notify anybody. Hey, I just pushed out a baby. I didn't know I was pregnant. You would think if she didn't know she was pregnant, her attempts to hide it would not have happened. She would have cried for help. Oh my gosh, help me. My baby was born. I didn't know I was pregnant. What is this? Please help me. She literally referred to the baby as nothing. Okay, she did. When the hospital came in and told her, she goes, nothing cried. and I haven't even given you what Spirit said. I've asked about this, but the facts in this case alone show you that she was trying to hide this. There is nothing that says, hey, help me. There is nothing that says, oh my gosh, I didn't know I was pregnant. Because you would think if she didn't know she was pregnant, she goes to the bathroom thinking I have to go to the bathroom. She pushes out a baby. She would have absolutely cried for help. She didn't do that. And what Spirit got shows that as well. But I wanted to know her mentality. So let's look at this video really quick here. So this video, they're describing, I wanted to see the one where she goes to the bathroom. Hang on. There's a few. There is a few here. And some showed actually her running to the bathroom, and that is what I wanted to show you guys. So literally she runs to the bathroom, covering herself up. Here it is. It's a short. Let's watch this. This is her on her thing. So she says she didn't know she was pregnant. She was cheerleading. She's obviously pregnant. And this is her running to the bathroom, holding herself. And that is her exiting the bathroom as if nothing happened. She didn't notify them. She didn't tell them anything. Okay. That's not exactly the video I thought it was. So hang on. And that's literally what happened. She goes to the bathroom complaining of back pain. She didn't tell her mother anything. Here it is. Supposedly. Can I start this over? How do I start that over? I don't do TikToks very often. I'm like, start this over. There we go. 1:38 a.m. Bathroom incident. They're calling it a bathroom incident, y'all. An incident. 1:39. Her mother comes a minute later. And at that time, if she was having a baby, maybe she's afraid of her mom, right? Maybe that was the one she was afraid of. And so she didn't want to tell her mom. It was almost 10 minutes later, 1:48 a.m., coming back to check on her. 1:53 a.m., we have nursing staff and the doctor coming in now because now they know she was definitely pregnant. And they became concerned for her health and safety. And that is when they were told her they were going to break into the bathroom if she didn't open it. And she came out like it's nothing. She didn't tell anybody, hey, my baby's in the trash can. Okay. I'm trying to get like the facts of the case alone, I would say are first-degree murder. Okay. That's just the facts. That's the facts alone are showing there was absolutely first-degree murder. Okay. Then here's this one. This is the one where the doctor is coming in and telling her that they found the baby. This one boggles my mind. The reaction of the mother, the reaction of her, she's like, nothing cried. Nothing. She refers to the baby as nothing. To her, the baby is nothing. And that's obvious. I don't have to channel that. That's obvious. Here we go.
A teen is under arrest for allegedly killing her baby just after giving birth in a hospital bathroom. Police in Artesia, New Mexico released this body cam of the suspect, 19-year-old Alexee Trevizo, being confronted about the child's body being found.
We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom. Oh my gosh. That's freaking happened here. Lexi, I told you about this. I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth. It was not crying.
Authorities say Trevizo denied being pregnant when she arrived at the emergency room with back pain, but medical staff determined she was pregnant. They say she went to the bathroom for 20 minutes and wouldn't open the door. When she finally emerged, staff claimed the bathroom was covered in blood. A custodian was called in to clean it up and discovered the body while taking out the trash.
So when I picked it up, I realized that it was like really heavy and it would be with just some toilet paper and a trash bag.
Trevizo's mother seemed to be shocked by the whole thing.
Like, how big is the baby?
It's full term.
What? 9 months? Nothing was crying. Let's see.
Nothing was crying.
News of the girls that what they do to their babies and what they go to jail?
An autopsy.
Don't you watch the news of the girls and what they do to their babies and what they go to jail? So it's like the mother is just dumbfounded how she, I don't know. There's just this energy about like, I don't know. Everybody's like, I don't know. I find that hard to believe you couldn't tell your daughter was pregnant. Did you see those pictures of how she was cheerleading with this baby bump? I mean, it was quite obvious. Something was going on here, generally speaking, without asking spirit, right? I mean, it's quite obvious.
Autopsy performed on the baby boy determined he was breathing before he was put in a trash bag and deprived of oxygen, which caused his death, according to the report. Alexee Trevizo is charged with first-degree murder, intentional abuse of a child resulting in death, and tampering with evidence.
Yeah. So she's charged with murder, tampering with evidence, all of that stuff. And honestly, without asking spirit, it's like so obvious, but how could somebody even try to say, well, I didn't know? The mother tries to say she didn't know. There's footage of her cheerleading with a baby bump. Like it's quite obvious. Look at this. She's definitely, you can tell she's pregnant. She went from super skinny to having this big old belly. Okay. She was trying to hide that belly in some ways, right? But as a mother, I find it mind-boggling that this mother claims to not know. So here's the family's interview. Just really quick, I'll show you this. This is body cam footage. They don't turn the mic on until they go talk to her. Body cam footage. They hide what they want to. I'm just saying, mic's not on yet till they go talk to her. They still don't know what she did with the placenta too, by the way. They think it's possible she could have flushed it. So I asked Spirit how she cut the umbilical cord too.
Okay. Is this your family?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Detective and also Chief Police Department. What questions do you have for me?
What's gonna go on? Like, what can I be with her?
She's getting life flighted out right now.
Okay,
So they're taking her right now.
okay,
I haven't spoke to her at all.
okay. So like, what's gonna go on? Like, what's gonna happen with her? Like,
So she's gonna get treatment before we even talk to her because she needs to be stabilized. So
Mhm.
that's why she's getting life flighted out.
okay,
Once she gets stabilized, we'll try to talk to her. The baby's gonna go up north for autopsy.
mhm.
More likely it'll be done within the next day.
Is she gonna get detained after, like, she released? How,
Get what?
like, are y'all gonna take her to custody or anything like that? Like,
That depends on what the DA finds. We have to wait for the autopsy to come back to see what happened. Because right now with how everything happened, we're gonna do an investigation, get more information from the OMI, Office of Medical Investigator up north.
Mhm.
And with that, we present that to DA, see what the DA wants to do with charges, if
This
any.
is the father,
Okay,
supposedly, of the
Okay.
baby.
so they already took her out.
No, she's getting life flighted. She's right now being set up to go.
Can you talk?
What happens?
What do you mean?
What did the end of the decision of it?
So this is mother of Alexee. This is stepdad of Alexee. This is the other boy's mom, the father of the baby. Okay. Who looks shocked. She looks more shocked than anything.
Should be pretty soon. They make a decision. Because with the age of the decedent, they
Stepdad's
usually
crying.
expedite autopsy reports and such. With normal people that pass naturally at home, takes a couple months for us to get reports back. Stuff like this, we'll get it back pretty soon.
Okay.
So
Still moving, they don't know.
we don't know. That's why he'll be going up north. Has y'all's information been taken yet?
He took my driver's license, he took her driver's license,
Okay.
my phone number, my phone number, yeah.
So even though she's of age, if she's not available to be contacted, can we put you down as next of kin for all mine? Okay. And you be grandmother?
I'm on.
So you'd be
I'm
the
her
death,
mom.
Did you hear that? You be grandmother? I am mom.
be the Destin's grandmother.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
So
She's-
she.
She keeps trying to like pass
that's
this
the
blame.
boyfriend.
Mr. Boyfriend, do you have a driver's license?
Like, why isn't he like more? I don't know. I guess he's young, but
And
I'd
is
be
the
like
address on your current, on the driver's license?
so upset.
Because determining what all my does, if she's still in medical, then they do release.
So yeah, that's the father and the baby. That's the father's mother. The father's mother looks more astonished. So does the stepdad. The stepdad's the only one who's truly like emotional about this. To me, he's the only one that seems to be like, this baby died. Like, and he's asking, is it still like nobody else is probing into too much of it? I did notice that completely. To me, that's a bit concerning. She was eventually arrested, charged with murder. She has been released on bond. Okay. In the hospital again, she's like, nothing cried. It didn't cry. Okay. She never associated anything. She was never like my baby. None of them were like, what was the baby, male or female? And so that boggled my mind. And I'm like, why in the hell? What is this girl thinking? Like, what was truly going through her mind? And that's what I wanted to know from Spirit. And that's why I asked Spirit what happened. And I will tell you right now, it's murder. Without channeling what I know in my heart, I feel it's murder. Everything points to that fact. Okay. She tries to say she didn't know she was pregnant. That's a lie. According to Spirit, she planned to somehow get rid of the problem, quote unquote. I have that in quotes. To her, this was a problem. Okay. There are interviews with the medical staff. They talk about how they did inform her that she was pregnant. She kept denying it adamantly, with her mother there denying it adamantly. There's no way. I was giving her pads, everything else. When the doctor told her, it's just immediately, she was just like, it wasn't crying. Nothing was crying. And so if that's the case, you didn't know you were pregnant, baby wasn't crying, you're in a hospital. Okay. This girl's only 19. She was also well aware of right and wrong. She was a community member. She was helping her community. I read that to you guys. Okay. She was not somebody who didn't care about these things. She was well aware. She was also taught, right? Like, I almost want to say narcissistic things, sweep it under the rug, just buy your way through things, kind of a thing. Okay. And that's the mentality I have here that I keep tuning into here, is that she had the mentality of sweep it under the rug. That's what she was kind of raised with. Just sweep it under the rug. Let's just pretend it's not happening. Let's just pretend, look at this. I mean, you can tell she was pregnant. She knew she was pregnant. Okay. I also have that here. She did stop taking birth control at some point. So she was sexually active. She was taking birth control. She stopped taking it because she felt like it made her fat. Her boyfriend has actually slept over at her house, and she has also snuck out to go be with her boyfriend in the past. So it's kind of with that alone. It's kind of like, how did the mom not know? Right? Like almost one of those things, out of sight, out of mind. If I don't see it, well, maybe it's not happening. I feel like that's the mentality of her mother and as well as her. The mother knew. She had to know. That's just the way she knew. I feel like it was just one of those things where until my daughter tells me for sure, I'm going to continue ignoring it. That's kind of the feeling that I get from this. She was also, so yeah, she had snuck out of her house. I'm telling you what Spirit gave me now. She had taken, so here's what they're showing me. Her and the boyfriend both knew. He knew, and so did she, because they took an at-home pregnancy test prior. So months before she really started getting really big. So she knew by the time she was 4 months pregnant is when they took a test. So he knew something was going on with her. She knew something was going on with her. They both knew they were being sexually active. Okay. I don't think she told him right away that she quit taking birth control. I don't feel it's like that. I feel it's like sweep things under the rug for her mentality. But then it says she even took steps to ease morning sickness. So there was a time frame in her pregnancy where she was getting sick all the time. Remember, this girl was a cheerleader. She was going to school and she was just trying to hide this nuisance. It was a problem to her that she needed to take care of. Okay. So then it begs to differ. Why did she go to the hospital if she was trying to cover it up? Can you imagine, like, what is the best way to try to get rid of something? She was literally trying to plan, how can I get out of this without being a murderer? What do I do? She couldn't go to planned pregnancy. She didn't know how to do all of these things on her own. And so it was always kind of like this, sweep it under the rug. And that's what I'm seeing. So in her mind, this really kind of was to somehow get rid of the problem. She planned to somehow get rid of the problem. Okay. She planned to somehow get rid of the problem. And as everything was happening, it was one of those planning in the moments kind of thing. I'm not feeling good. Something's wrong. We'll go to the hospital. I'll wake my mom up, kind of a thing. Like, she was too afraid to go to that bathroom at home and do it on her own. That's what I get. The father, did not expect her to do that. This is what I'm seeing. But again, naive here. I feel like they just kind of kept putting it all on Alexee. Out of sight, out of mind. I wrote that down quite a few times. Out of sight, out of mind. If I'm not seeing it, I'm not thinking about it. Sweep things under the rug mentality. For a lot of them I have. There's also like a dissociative disorder, right? So kind of how you notice a lot of narcissists become narcissists. Trouble happens and they put money at it. They throw things at it. It didn't happen. They buy their way out of things. That example is, let's say, just an example. In a mother-father relationship, the father's abusive to the kids and the mom's always like, it's okay, here's an ice cream, feel better. I'll buy you things to feel better. They attribute monetary value or other kinds of things more important than emotions, more important than life. Okay. And so that's kind of what's going on with her. It's like, my identity is more important than this problem. It didn't cry. Nothing cried, right? It was just her problem. And so from the beginning, she never looked at it as a gift. She never looked at it as her baby. It was a problem. Then I asked how she cut the umbilical cord, and this might be gruesome for some. Okay. I've lost babies. It can be a trigger. The baby was born alive. Okay. He was absolutely unequivocally born alive because I can see what she did to him. So she knew what was happening to her in the bathroom. She was somewhat oblivious because she's never given birth before. But the moment that baby came out, she immediately went to cry and she covered it up. She smothered him. That's what I have. She smothered the baby. Okay. Made sure he couldn't cry because she didn't want anybody to hear it. She gave birth immediately. I feel like she was kind of breaking up. I hate to say this, but she kind of mutilated herself a little bit. I feel like she yanked out the placenta. She used the toilet paper roll to cut the cord. That's what they showed me. I see her like using the toilet paper roll somehow, those rolls in the bathroom. She used that to cut the cord. And I hate to say that, but that's what they're showing me. She pushed the baby out, covered his mouth, suffocated the baby. She smothered him. That's what she smothered the baby, and against the ground quite hard too. Like, shut up, don't make a noise. It was a problem. There was never any emotional attachment to this baby. She could have cared less. In her mind, she wanted it gone. She didn't want to deal with this baby. She didn't want this baby. She didn't care what it was. I'm not even sure she paid attention to the fact that it was a boy. At first, she didn't even care to look. She didn't register with it. But she smothered it. She used the toilet paper roll to cut the umbilical cord and then literally just threw it away like trash. And then she also covered up the baby. She wrapped it in a bag, I believe, in something, and ensured it was dead. And then she just started cleaning up the mess like it was nothing. And that's exactly what she did. Okay. Her mom had spoke of disowning her in the past. Like, if you ever do this, I would disown you. So there was some of that pressure on her. Again, the father did not expect her to do that. That's what I am getting in it. The father did not expect her to do that. Okay. pretty sickening. So according to spirit, it was planned. She knew she was pregnant. The father knew she was pregnant, the boyfriend. The mother had pretty much known as well. And she kept telling her, I can't understand why the mother would just be like in her heart, she knew, but it was just a sweep it under the rug mentality, out of sight, out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. I don't have to deal with this because it hasn't become real. And then I guess you can even tell in the hospital reaction when the doctor told her that she was pregnant, the mother's like, I told you about this, Lexi. Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Didn't you hear the stories of the people that go to jail? So that was the focus, is now you're going to be in trouble. It's not, I just lost my grandbaby and somehow my daughter murdered my grandbaby. There is none of that dissolving within her energy. It's more, now I have to deal with my daughter's going to be in trouble and the backlash of the community. And that is what I see in the energy, let alone what they're actually playing out. She was well aware. So the hospital, they're trying to claim the hospital staff did not inform her that she was pregnant, and they did. They did 3 times. Before she went to the bathroom and after is what spirit is saying. She is absolutely unequivocally notified by the hospital staff that she was pregnant. That was when the mother said, I told you, Lexi, just tell me the truth. And it's all about, like, the mother was just about clueless, like, oh, this wouldn't happen to me. This wouldn't happen to my daughter. My daughter's perfect. That's the mentality here. And this was the arrest at the home. The mother was definitely not okay with it.
El departamento de la policía de Artesia junto a un equipo.
That one's in Spanish. Because it did happen in New Mexico. But she was arrested at her home and the body cam footage showed it. The mother was just more like, it was literally, they knew. She knew. And yet the mother still has the mentality of protect my daughter. Nothing happened. It's all the hospital's fault.
We are
not
seeing
my
new
daughter.
video tonight showing the moments an Artesia teen was arrested
Sorry about that
for killing her
loudness.
baby by hiding him in a hospital trash can just minutes after he was born. News 13's Annalisa Pardo has a look at this new video.
In May, officers and detectives showed up to the home of Artesia 19-year-old Alexee Trevizo. Her mother opened the door, demanding answers.
I'll bring her out. Just tell me what's going on.
There's a warrant for her arrest.
Okay, for what?
I will give it to her whenever.
Can I see a warrant?
The back and forth went on for some time before
Yeah.
officers
For what?
disclosed.
Outside. Public time outside.
She didn't do anything wrong.
Tampering with evidence at the hospital?
Police say in January, Trevizo had a baby in a hospital bathroom and tied him in a trash bag before hiding him in the trash can, killing the baby. The hospital custodian found the infant in the bloody bathroom.
So when I picked it up, I realized that it was like a little heavier than it would be with just toilet paper and a trash bag in there. So I looked in there and that's when I called Lori and told her that there's babies in there.
At the time, Trevizo and her mom said they didn't know she was pregnant,
I didn't know. I honestly didn't know she was pregnant. I didn't know.
as did her boyfriend.
How long have y'all been together?
Almost 2 years.
2 years? Okay. So I'm not trying to be rude, but you are more than likely would be the father? Okay.
Yes.
When police came to arrest Trevizo months later, her mom gave law enforcement a warning.
This is over. I'm coming for the police department and the hospital. I am.
And made a plea.
Please don't be rough with her, please.
Eventually, the teen comes out.
Hi. What's your name?
Alexee.
Okay. That's the last 4 years social.
She don't even know it.
Trevizo gets cuffed and booked, charged with first-degree murder. Annalisa Pardo, KRQE, News 13.
See, it's like there's no care about the baby's life. It just didn't seem to matter. What matters more is the image, especially the mother's image, right? She doesn't want this on her image. She wants to act like they're clueless, like nothing happened. Let's just pretend it's the hospital's fault. At the hospital, tampering with evidence, you gave birth in a locked bathroom, shoved your baby in a trash can, and you don't call that tampering? What do you call that? I mean, there's absolute ignorance going on here. It's like out of sight, out of mind mentality, and that's what spirit calls it. And also, he did know, okay? He didn't want the baby, though. I think that's what I have written down here, is the father did know. She kept saying she would take care of it. She would take care of it. But he did not expect her to do that. That's what they are saying, is he didn't expect her to do that. He didn't expect her to kill the baby like that. But her mom did give her this fear of disowning her. Like, she was supposed to be this, what I would call like this little perfect politician. And it taints her whole story, right? Taints her whole story that she's an advocate and a person for safe haven. And yet a hospital is a safe haven. If she didn't want the baby, she could have easily said, hey, take this baby. Don't tell my mom. She was of age. She could have done that. And she did not do that. It was completely planned to get rid of this problem because nothing didn't exist. Okay. So that's what I have. Spirit absolutely unequivocally says she has lied several times. She snuck out before the boyfriend would come sleep over at her house. They were both well aware. Months before, took a pregnancy test of her own at home, not with her mother, but with her boyfriend. She even took steps to ease morning sickness, like you Google, what can I do to help morning sickness? He didn't want the baby. It was also a problem for him, but he didn't think she would do that. She just kept saying, I'll take care of it. And it was a little bit of like this dissociative disorder, out of sight, out of mind. If I don't see it, it doesn't matter. It didn't cry. Nothing cried. And it says she pushed the baby out in the thing. If you didn't know you were pregnant, you're 19 years old, you go in the bathroom and all of a sudden you have this coming out, you're going to scream for help. She deliberately tried to shut the baby up immediately, smothered the baby immediately, used the toilet paper roll to cut the umbilical cord, shoved everything into the trash can. The remnants, she flushed down the toilet several times, took a couple to flush it down. Like, this is what she did. It's quite obvious. And what sucks is she's really young, so it still won't hit her the brevity of what she did for many years. But she is not innocent, and neither is her mother. And honestly, I don't feel like she should take the fall on her own because she was younger. And not necessarily that her mother did it too, but I just feel like there needs to be some kind of recognition that mentally speaking, she was a bit messed up. Out of sight, out of mind mentality. I'll throw money at it. We'll throw something at this problem is kind of where she was coming from. I'm just going to go to the hospital. I'll deal with it there. So I don't have to do anything on my own, kind of a thing. It just all played out. She thought in her favor, but it wasn't. Nothing cried. To her, it was nothing. So that's what I have on Alexee Trevizo, a 19-year-old who can't even associate with what she has done herself. I feel like slowly it's kind of creeping into her psyche what she has done, but only because she has lost everything she had. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you other than what I've gotten from Spirit. It's hard to believe that her and this father would just do nothing. They didn't seem to care. They're young, and yeah, it's a sick story. I really feel bad for the baby. So Spirit is telling me the baby was born healthy, at least 7, almost 8 pounds, was full term, a little boy, but I think they have said it was a boy as well. And he was born viable. If she would have said anything, she would have a baby boy right now. And that lady would be a grandma, even though she didn't even want to claim the term grandma. Did you hear her? She's like, I'm the mother. And then when they're like, oh, well, you would be the grandma. She's like, well, so is she. Like, I have no blame here. And I feel like you can kind of see where Alexee gets her mentality from with that. So that's what I've got here. Sweep it under the rug, out of sight, out of mind. I didn't do nothing. Oh my. It is unequivocally first degree murder. So much love to all of you. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Let's see if I can figure out how to end this since I cut off my my things. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys hasta mañana.